There you go. Hey, blingers! What's going on? We'll wait a moment to get a few people in here so we can have a question answer. I see my letters are backwards on the screen, but I'm not real sure of how to switch that because I don't go live very often. But you're probably watching this on the replay, and I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Kellie DeFries. I'm the owner, and I'm also the Crystal Ninja and the inventor of the Crystal Katana tool. So we've had some questions on the tools, which is the bamboo is different from the black one or vice versa. They are the same tool. We make them here, and we're always here to answer questions. I'm email, DM, instant messenger. I'm usually always there. But I can answer any of your questions today. We're going to show you guys how we make the tool, our production, everything gets made here in our San Diego offices. And I guess we'll start with that. I'm so happy to be in your guys' group. I'm so happy to help anyone that has questions that we don't cover already in our online dojo. And it's been such a pleasure to meet all the ladies here, and everything's been such a positive experience. And so does anybody have any questions so far before we get started? Let me put my glasses on. Hi, Danielle. Thank you guys so much for letting me in. Hi, Jesse. Good to see you guys. And how do you like my gigantic Crystal Katana? We bring this to the trade shows, but it might be a while before trade shows let anyone come anymore. So at least we'll have some fun here. And it even has, my husband made a nice strap on it so we can carry it from place to place. But anyway, it's a little fun little thing. So I'll put this aside and let's see. So first, I guess I'll go over what's behind me here, or there. So what you guys are seeing on the wall is actually 3 United States patents that I have on the Crystal Katana, and it's also 2 or 3, 2 trademarks. So the history of the Crystal Katana is that I've been doing this professionally for over 15 years, and there was no tool that could keep up with our production that we were needing to keep up with. So after having all of these tools, everyone, the tools that you guys have, tons of those have failed on us. They don't keep up with us for our speed, or possibly the job site that we're on. Maybe it's too hot. We're working in super hot garages, or maybe it's too cold. So the industry standard, yes, is good old gross beeswax, or a birthday candle, or a Crayola crayon, anything like that. But when you're on a real job site, those tools fail you, and that's no good. So I had to clean the board and figure out what works for me and what posture that I need. Using tweezers my first 8 years has given me huge hand pain, carpal tunnel, not quite there yet. So I had to make a tool that worked for me. Hi Karen, I see your question. You're not silly at all. Dojo is the Japanese word for classroom. So that's what we just call our little, our Crystal Ninja School. Hi Kathy, you've made my favorite cup ever. I still have it on my desk. And so back to the talk about the Crystal Katana tool. Is it coming up?
I can't.
Give me guys one more second. I'm trying to have Susie help us out if we have any questions here. And newsfeed, maybe. Yeah, not sure where to find that. So maybe on there.
There we
you
go.
go. Had to refresh. But if it starts voice, you gotta turn the volume down, and I don't know where the volume is. Okay, I'm back. So sorry. Hi Angela, good to see you. So again, when I had to develop a tool that would work for me and what my job was, which is to crystallize full time, one by one, on whatever the client wants and wherever the client wants. I had to develop what worked for me and for my team. So after all of these many years, this patent has taken 5 years, 3 months, 3 lawyers to protect our work and our brand. And so we're here just to show you how awesome our tool is. I'm not here to be negative towards any other tool because it may work for tons of other people. But we're here super happy that we've made and sold over 250,000 Crystal Katana tools. That doesn't even count the Tontos, the Kubatons, all the other prototypes that we've come out with, because we test them first for a year, if not more, before we release them to anyone. So we have to make sure everything works well, and that we make sure everyone's happy with it. We do our best to make sure everyone is happy. There's always a few that, just can't grasp it, which is totally fine. But let's get started with, oh, thank you, Cher. Thank you so much. It's a task, it's got its own mind. But I wanted to show you guys that we really do make the tool here. A lot of people think it gets shipped in, it's all packaged, and it maybe just appears at the stores. That's not true. My first 5,000 tools I handmade. I hand sanded, hand clipped them, hand painted them. Everything was done by hand, and by the time I got to my 10,000th tool, I had saved up enough money to get a mold to have those parts and pieces changed so that we don't have to hand make so much. It was just me, my husband, and 2 other helpers that we had working from our home. And sorry if we can't get your phone call right now. I hear it ringing, but we'll get you right back to you. So yeah, we had to make those by hand in my home office. I worked from home my first 5 years before I could save up enough money to get a proper office. And so it's been a huge journey, and none of this has happened overnight. It's been more than 15 years now. I can't even believe that it's been this long. But it's been a journey, and it's been a grand one. I've met so many amazing people along the way, and I love it when they come visit us at our in-house classes and they say, "Oh my God, you make the tool?" Yeah, we always say we make the tool. We make the tool. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you guys a little bit about our production. And let's see. Yes, Jesse, for sure, you guys. I'm in your guys' group, and your guys' code is BBCrew on the Crystal Ninja website, definitely. Let's see if I can find the button to flip this around. There we go. And so I'm going to show you guys through that window there. That's our little display case. It's got tons of fun things in it. The Stormtrooper helmet is missing. It's getting rented for a party, so we have to get it packed up and send that out. And I think my lovely assistant will give you a gander at that bad boy. Beautiful. But yeah, some people do rent our items, and they're very safe with them. We do have to charge a deposit and make that happen for them. So let me just tilt this right down. And what you guys are seeing is the production area. This is where I mix my chemicals, or actually in a way bigger format. And then we make the tips here. We make all of the tools here. So sometimes they come out super perfect, and sometimes they're not so perfect. And another thing is, if you actually can focus on your crystal katana that you might have, there's a flower, maybe 2 or 3 flowers on every tool, and that is also our trademark. So another little tip about that. That's how you know you have a real one. And that's enough about this. It's pretty much where I spend a lot of my evenings, and we do make the tools as we get the orders for them. We try to stay up on orders so that people are not waiting. We keep a good stock of the retail orders ready to go. Oh, in case you didn't see this when you came in, here's our giant crystal katana tool that we love to bring to trade shows. And so then in here we have our this is just the UPS guy just blessed us with some more packages. And this is where we kind of prepare a lot of the orders. When we come in here, we keep this room super clean. The doors stay closed. We do wear gloves when we do all of this. And here's one step of how we do check to make sure they're not crooked. Sometimes people get a crooked tool. Once they're all laid in here, we can actually see how straight the tips are before they get packaged. And we do apologize that some of them maybe aren't so straight and perfect. But I'm going to set you guys down here. And let's see, isn't that tool so fun? So let's see, I'm gonna not be able to see any questions, but Susie's gonna help answer any for a moment.
And there's a small lag between your video and the comments.
Oh sure, there's gonna be a bit of a small lag. So when we come to produce your tool, we definitely have the whole table cleaned and dusted off. We tie our hair up. We don't have it down so it's not going to get into the packaging. And we love to wear our gloves for this process, just to cut down on any touching of the product. You want to, we clean everything before it gets from out of the box, even before the situation that everyone has now. We keep our rooms super clean. Did I just rip my glove? No. Oh, let me turn this off, sorry. I might have a radio in the background there. And so we come over here, we have a big pile of the wax tips here, and then we have the prepared barrels and bodies, and we simply add them and put them inside, and then we give them another check to make sure they're nice and straight. And we also, let me bring the camera closer. Well, we'll get to your call in a moment, sorry. And we also keep a small amount of stones to sit here and to give a check on all of the tools. All of the tips get touched. The back side picks those up, the front side picks those up. So as we're making these tools, we're testing all of them. And then they get put into their tool case. And I'll just go through this little project. So we will have hundreds of these boxes covering this whole table. And it's it gets to be a very fast process when we're loading all of these guys in. And then we have all these clamshells laid out. We place them in just like that. Try not to shake you guys too much. And then I have some flyers. We have another, we do mark all of the flyers to let us know where the buyers came from. And then we close them all up just like that. And then they go into the shipper and onto the pallet, just like that. So that is how we make all of these tools. And I'll go ahead and put you guys down here, and then I can see your questions and help answer any of them. Thank you, Susie, so much for helping. And that's it. So after we make all these tools to ship to you guys, we get tons of compliments, and sometimes people have problems, and we do our best to help everyone out, whether it's to, to send them a replacement if something is actually defective. I think that's fine. But if we don't hear about any problems or situations, we can't help. So I'm always here to help explain. And if you guys are having, great luck with other tools, that's totally fine. We like to share how easy we have made this process, and hopefully it helps your guys' business, grow. And one day, you can, help us out. And there was something that someone had mentioned to us earlier, is that, out of all of the companies that, crystallize or bling or bedazzle for a profession, we are the only ones that also tell you, here's how to do it. Here's what works for us. We work for a lot of the celebs, a ton of high-end projects and processes, and we share. We give all the information to you guys. Some of it is for free, and some of it is not. But that's what, how you have to run a business. You can't give everything away. I have many years of information that I just want to spew and give to everyone, but then that wouldn't help me keep my business running. So that's why we offer the online classes. Some are paid, some are for free, and we're adding more and more all of the time. So yes. Oh, Marissa, if you have problems, you can contact us first. But definitely, if you need to return something, definitely return it back to Michael's. We've heard from them that out of the majority of their tool or of their products, ours has the least return to sell, I forget what the term is, numbers. They have little to no returns or complaints on our product, it's a huge thing, and it matters to us. So if you do have problems, we can always help you, situate it first before having to go to Michael's, because they're just going to have you return it. They're not going to have any problem solving for you or to help you out as much. So please always let us know. Our name is on the label. It's on the packaging. The instructions are on the packaging. But sometimes the packaging gets tossed, and, along with the receipt and all that. So it's difficult to, you have to, when you come to us for a exchange or a refund, we do need to see your receipt. Where did you get it from? Because now that there are all of the non-katanas floating around, it's difficult to make sure you got a good one. But now that you guys know how we make them and how they're going to look when they come to you, they're going to either be the black or the bamboo. That is the only tools that we make. Anything that looks similar is a counterfeit product. And we're working very hard since we received all these 3 patents. We're about to get another one next week that protects my process. So everything I showed you guys that was in the other room with the wax station, that whole process will now be protected. So I'll have 4 patents on one tool, and that's pretty amazing. So, you know, we're very proud to spend all this, you know, time and all that to give you guys the best product that we think we have, and it really works for us. So anybody have any other questions? Let's see. Thank you, Nakia. I appreciate that.
Where's everybody from?
Yeah, where's everybody from? Let me give some ideas of where everyone is, and hopefully you guys aren't getting time off upcoming with the situation. But if you are, I hope you know, can spend your time in relaxing and creating some really sparkly stuff. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, and then many of you don't or have not seen, a couple of years ago, I did a whole car with just one tool, just to show how well this formula works. Some Texas, Maryland, awesome, Florida, sounds good. Yep, Chicago, very good. Awesome. Sometimes you guys might hear an accent from me. I am from Southwest Louisiana, and but living it up every day here in San Diego because my husband loves it here so much. So yeah, that's where I'll be. Yep.
North Carolina.
Cool. Awesome. Very good. Yeah. Awesome. Good to hear, Vanessa. Awesome. I love it. And I appreciate everyone chiming in today in the middle of the day. We had a break in between conference calls and things, and we just got another shipment in of a mass project to do, so we have to get that set up and on the schedule. So lots of things are going on. And what else? Oh yeah, so if you wanted to go on our site, I think in the gallery, if you click on the gallery, it gives you our, site of larger projects that we've done. We're still working on that. It takes quite a while to build. And I did a whole car completely with just one tool. And that was my marketing, my advertising to show how strong one tool could be. And over 247,000 crystals, all one by one, big ones, little ones, all kind of sizes and shapes. All one by one in 39 days with just one tip, or one tool actually. And so that was a fun project to do. So once I do things like that, and my prototype was actually done using the prototype in the elevator. So if you're on YouTube and you search, CrystalNinja Lift or Swarovski Elevator, you might find the time lapse of how I did that process. And it was using sheets, but all those sheets had to be prepared with the prototype of the tool. So after, laying, I think, 370,000 stones with a couple of prototypes, I was like, well, this tool works for me at this level, so hopefully it's going to work for lots of people, at the even a smaller level. And I didn't get into any of this to sell tools or sell classes or any of this. This was just the hobby that I had, and I fell into it. And now it's my full-time job and monster, and hardly any vacations or days off. And I mean, it's a ton of work, but I seem to love it, and we love helping people with glue challenges as well. So you can always ask us what kind of glues. We have charts and kind of things that we go off.
Somebody asked if they can watch this later.
Yes, of course. There's, once the replay is on, totally. It'll be it should be in the BeginnerBlingers group, in the video section, probably. So yeah, that should be fine. So join in when you can. Awesome. Thank you, Brooke. I appreciate that. It has a mind of its own. Some days it looks purple, some days it looks pink. Oh, good, Danielle. Thank you so much. Yeah, of course. Very good. And then maybe I can go live in the group at other points and share our basic processes as well. We did the little Bling Boss cup, and that's a free class that we have to show the basic gluing and a pretty basic process that we use. We rarely use that process because I do love the sprinkle fill and or the honeycomb, but to do a contour fill using concentric circles is what that class was all about. And we keep that one on our site, and it's for free. It's for anyone to watch. You don't have to buy the kit. It just helps you with skills and techniques and things like that. So yeah, awesome. Brooke, do you have classes on finding clients willing to pay the higher prices for the hand place thing? I don't have a class for that. That's going to come in your everyday hustle. And not only your everyday hustle to get your name out and get your brand out, but your everyday practice. You guys got to practice and get your designs super nice and high end to attract those type of clients. I started from doing ID badges for the hospital. My husband is a nurse, so I have done hundreds, if not thousands, of ID badges. And for the most part, half of those I did for free because I was practicing. And yes, you can charge less when you practice because you're practicing. But once you start getting professional level, you have guarantees to give, you have repairs to give, you have kits to send to them if they're, from long distances if they have a repair. But because you practiced a couple of years before you started selling, you're not going to have any repairs because you understand how these things work and how much damage can happen to items, especially on, like everyone's doing the cups now. Those go through a tremendous amount of shock, and you throw them in your purse and they hit things in your purse or they hit the ground. It's glass. You're putting glass on items that can pop off. They get hit. They don't fall off. They get hit and they come off because of that shock or that what they've gone through. When you do shoes, feet go through tremendous shock all day. You hit things, you bump into things. They have to bend. You have to know how to place the stones on the bend lines, all kind of things like that. And I taught myself all of that because I used the items and I had to see how they age. Everyone is asking me about the liquid fusion. It's a good polyurethane, nice clear glue, but it is designed for porous items, meaning wood, unfired ceramics. It's made from a ceramics company, which my whole 10 years before I even did crystal work was all ceramics. I used to be clay diva and did a huge amount of ceramics and pottery. So porous materials are way different than non-porous materials. So I'm testing the liquid fusion the way that I test things. In about 6 more months, I can give a proper review. But until right now, we have glues that we have proven and can suggest that work really well for us, and we're held to a higher standard because we sell these all over the world in small and huge batches. So yeah, it's a lot of work, and it's nothing to be taken lightly when you put this much time and effort into something and have built such a a mess, I guess. I don't know, a nightmare. Any other questions? I don't want to take up any more of you guys' time. I appreciate you all the time. Oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Yep. Let's see. Yep. Keychains. Yes. Phones. Oh, for sure. Yeah. TRW is an excellent source for apparel. Matt is incredible. Yep. It's so awesome.
He's asking where they can get our glue.
Laria, you can order all of our glues from CrystalNinja.com. Please use code BBCREW. That's BBCREW for 10% off. We do carry a few of the super tight glues along with the CG500 from Swarovski. And that's not all the glues. So I think we even have Prozaid for skin, for makeup, and that's still not all the glues that we use. That's just the most that we've had the best luck with, and that we can easily train you guys how to use them as well. So we have a glue guide on our site. And also, some people can't get on our site. We've had a switch of host. So sometimes you get like a white page. Send us an email, info@, and then we can give you a website to give us your your actual host information. Pardon me, there's a glitch somewhere along the way. We've been getting hundreds of orders in daily, so some people aren't having this problem, but we've had like maybe 2 people every other day that just get like a white screen. So we're working with our host and those people to get on our site, but we can also try to take your order over the phone if that's how it's going to help out. So yeah, we're always here to help. You can send us messages. Email is always best, info@crystalninja.com. But if I catch you guys in a direct message, I'll do my best to help you out. But there's so many messages that just come in nonstop, all hours, because we work internationally. Sometimes things get passed up or they get put down in the prompt and I'm not seeing it. So email is always, always best. Crystal, is the bottle or a syringe for the glue the best? Well, it depends on the kind of glue. You can't put all glues in the bottle. They will begin curing in that bottle if they're not the right kind of glue. So if it's a water-based acrylic type glue like the super tight fusion tack or fabric tack. Oh, which we got the new shipment in. May I see a package of the new fusion tack? So for a long time, the fabric tack and the fusion tack, it's the same glue, but we've asked Super Tight to put fusion in the small tube, vice versa. So if you guys have any questions, it's the same exact glue, same formula, just it used to be in a 4-ounce bottle for fusion tack, and now it was a pink tube for fabric tack, but they're the same now, and they're both in the tube. We just got our shipment today, and so it's going to look awesome. So it was like in a bottle, it was in the bottle, and now it's also in the same smaller tube. So when you order the bottle, and they both say fusion on them, correct? And it's,
the other one used to say fabric.
Oh, correct. Yeah, it would say fabric. So it's the same exact glue. But again, on the bottle or the syringe, it depends on what glue it is. It also depends on, your capabilities. I don't like to use a syringe all day long. Sometimes we have to. Sometimes I have to ice my wrist like that. That posture is very painful for me because I've ruined my muscles using tweezers my first 8 years of crystallizing. So it kind of helps to choose wisely on how your hands can do the gluing. Sometimes straight out of the bottle just does not work for me, so that's why I like our smaller bottle that we put the fusion tack into with the little metal tip, and that stays in the bottle. It doesn't dry up inside of it. It doesn't rust. We've used that process for years and years, and we're just kind of giving it to you guys to show you, like, this is the easy way and here's another way. But glues like your multi-grab, your solvent-based glues, if they stink, they should go in a syringe. That's a good guideline that you can use. But to have to use syringes all day for weeks at a time can be very strenuous on your hands, and it causes a lot of fatigue. So do lots of stretches. You have all those, always sit straight up when you're working. So there's lots of tips and tricks that we have to do, because sometimes we have to use syringes. You cannot get around it. But yeah, that's fun. That was a good question. Awesome, Christy, good to hear. Yep. Was there any other questions that I missed? I'm here to help. Anything you guys want to see that's in the Crystal Ninja Dojo? Yep, you've got me. 5 more minutes. We have a phone conference coming up soon, so I gotta get back in that computer. And let's see. Oh, you're so welcome. Yes, you're so welcome. Yes, that's correct, Crystal. As far as I know, we are the only professional crystallization companies that share anything at all. And it's just how I've always been. When I was putting myself through my own apprenticeship learning this craft, because there was no YouTube, there was no one that shared anything. I had to learn it myself, and I did have a good 10-15 years of mosaic training behind me. So to me, it's only mosaics. It's all just mosaic. You've changed the mortar and the grout to glue. It's the same stuff, but to me, it's all the same dots and spots. But yeah, we're the only company that is willing to share that I know of. If there's anyone else, I mean, I would love to take classes from anyone that's done this, no matter what level that they're at. If they're a beginner, I'll take your class. If you're experienced, I would love to take a class, because we all need to learn, and maybe a different way is a better way. I've only done it the way I do it because there's been no one to show me a better way. So I'm always open to learning, how to do this better, because it's a lot of work, and we always want to learn better.
Somebody would like to know which glue you recommend for tumblers.
Which glue for tumblers? That's a good question. It does depend on what kind of tumbler you're gluing onto. There's lots of different kinds. So check that chart that we have, CrystalNinja.com, and you'll see a button that says Glue Guide. I think it's the first button, maybe the second one after quote. And then we have a chart that helps, because there's a lot of different materials, and I don't ever want to say, oh, here's one glue, because there's not actually. So it's difficult to just always recommend one, because that's just not true. Would a UV epoxy work? Now, do you mean a UV treated, less yellowing epoxy, or do you mean a UV, like a nail glue type epoxy? There's a difference in those two. But those should work fine. And we definitely teach how to prep things properly. But you have to always test. Even with our glues, we always recommend you test on your items, because I can't guarantee what item that you're gluing on, or how it's been used, or maybe there's a finish on it or a release agent on it. And so we definitely always say to clean everything before you start working on it, if possible. Yeah. Awesome. All right, yeah, get back to work. Don't want to get in trouble at work. Thank you, Laura, for joining in. And we're about to be done anyway, I think. I think it's slowing down. Slowing down here. Is there anything else y'all want to see? We just got into our new area, and we're almost all packed or unpacked, not packed up. Let's see. Hope is asking, which of your online dojo classes would you recommend if you want to learn how to price? Oh yeah, we have a few classes. First, we have how to calculate, that helps you figure out how many stones you need for your item, and then we have the price of sparkle. That lets you know how to price things in a better way, and or how to help with guidelines that we have to fall under. So just because I price something doesn't mean that you guys should price the same. Maybe you should charge even more. You just, there's tons of factors. Oh, and then we have, for that class, for the how to calculate class, we're going to have the kit very soon. We're going to have all the supplies in all of these kits, and actually all of our classes will have kits as well, and they'll be on CrystalNinja.com, and use that code BBCREW, BBCREW, to get 10% off. And probably the next week, we're going to have all of our kits available with stones, the full process. Of course, you follow along with the video that we already have, and then you can make it for yourself as well. So yeah, this is from our How to Calculate class, and that we use in the fundamentals of Sparkle when I teach. That's a 4 to 5 hour class that we do on site. Had to cancel recently. I was supposed to be in New York today teaching, but since the situation, it's been closed and canceled. So we're going to figure out how to possibly host that class and do it remotely soon here, but we have to find a platform that will allow us to just go live for the 4 and 5 hours. So that's kind of a lot for someone to have to join in, but we're going to figure out how to do it, because we have so much request for that process, or for that class. Anything else? Oh, yes, Jesse. Yes, the how to calculate and the price of sparkle helps in both of those. And also when you take our like the 2-color ombre on the tumbler class, I teach that formula in that class, and then the same with the fundamentals of sparkle in the 12-ounce class. I teach that formula in that class. So in case you miss one, I don't ever leave out information. If I'm teaching you a project, I teach you everything on that project in that class, and then I give tons of other tips too. So yeah, fun stuff. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Sherry. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ilana, thank you so much. Yep. Hope, yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Awesome. Danielle, I spent 2 weeks in Atlanta in November in the past couple years. We do a cake show there, and then also an IMATS, a makeup show. And I do 3 and 4 classes in Atlanta. So hopefully this November we'll see if I can make it back there. And yeah, it's a good time. I love Atlanta. It's so nice there. Yeah. Okay, very good. So I think if there's no more questions, yeah. Oh, the 12 ounce, wasn't sure if there was one to adjust the formula. Oh, to adjust the formula, it just could be, you know, more practice or trying things out, you know, but that's the formula that we developed for that look, again, for that budget or that pricing. Yeah. And then I just posted, we had to do a couple dozen of those for a client, and it's really nice to know your numbers, and you just pull those stones, you pull the tumblers, and that is your project right there from start to finish. No question about it. You're not going to run out. You're not going to have too many. It's right spot on every single time. So it helps to, you know, practice that. And if you have to make some changes, then write everything down. Write everything you do to make sure you get that and don't miss in something, and then you won't run out. And then you have to buy more and blow your budget with the overnight shipping and all that stuff. Believe me, we do this all the time. You're so welcome. Yes. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I'll be in the group helping out when I can. And I really enjoyed everything, and thank you guys for letting me talk about how amazing the Crystal Katana tool is. We have lots available. And if your Michaels is out, we are shipping a pretty big pallet in the next week, possibly 2 pallets. That was a pretty big PO that we got. So thank you guys for all of your orders, and we'll do our best to make sure that we don't have any more lopsided tools. And so, yeah. Thank you guys, and please ask any more questions that you have on either this post or just in the group, and I'll do my best to get to it. All right, thank you guys.